Okay, so it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now. So I'm watching my trail cameras. The deers usually start to move around 3:30, 4 o'clock. So we come out early so that everything is nice and settled and quiet before they start moving around. So it's currently 18 degrees outside and it's snowing. I'll show you a picture of that in a second. So we're just gonna sit and wait, see if something moves. So here's my view. It's my shooting lanes right here. They're not the greatest, and I'm a little bit closer than I would normally be comfortable with, but this is the best that I could do. I only had about a week to put my blind up before season opened, and I wanted to make sure that the animals were desensitized to seeing it out there. So yeah, so this is my view for now, and I'll let you know if we get anything later. Hey, so it's like 3:40. Still haven't seen anything. Saw some turkeys. Or I didn't see them, I heard them off in the distance making a bunch of noise. But I haven't seen any deer, any movement or anything. So, I'm doing okay. Feet are cold a little bit, not too bad. The warmers on my toes are good. Got my hand warmers out now, so I've got my hands are warm in my pockets. And getting ready to turn my heated vest on because my back is starting to get cold. I've got my face covering like this so that you can keep my nose warm. In fact, one of those pet peeves is I hate having a cold nose. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. Shooting hours end at 4:34 today. So I got about an hour left before shooting hours are over. So I'll keep you posted on how things are going. And yeah, talk to you later. There's some turkeys over there moving around looking for food. We're supposed to get a lot of snow tomorrow night, around up to 7 inches they're saying. So yeah, so the turkeys are out moving around. Now we just need to see some deer. Hey, so it's 5 after 4. Still no deer in the area. Turkeys just left. They hung out around for a little while. So I got about 30 minutes left that I can shoot. And then I gotta call them right. Oh, I hear a deer. I hear a deer snorting. I gotta go. Bye. Okay, well, I don't know what it was that spooked that deer. I heard him snorting, but he was still pretty far away. I don't think he would have heard me talking. And it's on the side of the blind that he wouldn't have seen me because it's closed. So, I don't know what it was. It could have been a doe. I heard it snorting like 3 or 4 times, and then I didn't hear it anymore. And I haven't seen anything moving. So, whatever it was got spooked and ran off. I've only got about 10 minutes left until I gotta go in, so I'm gonna sit here quietly for those last 10 minutes and then call it a day until tomorrow. So, see you later. Okay, well, it's 4:34, so I gotta go in. I'm gonna take one more peek here. I don't see anything out there moving. Deer are tricky little bastards. They'll take a couple steps and then they'll just stand still. So you don't always, sometimes it's hard to see them. So normally I leave these open so that they don't see any changes, but we're supposed to get like 3 inches of snow tonight. I don't want to get a bunch of snow in here. So I'm gonna close this. me knock some of the snow off before I head in. So, yeah, this is like, if I don't get a deer, this is my favorite part of the day, is going in and getting warm. So, alright. Let's open this bad boy up and see what we got outside here. It's really loud when you open it up from in here. When you're outside, you can actually barely even hear it. Take a peek. Nothing out there. Okay. Alright, so that's done. My shotgun, my rifle. This is muzzleloader season right now, so. I don't know why I'm being quiet, but I have to knock all the snow off of my line now anyway, so I'm gonna knock all that shit off and then head in. Otherwise the roof collapses. Anyway, so that was it for today. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey. So I'm back home, relaxing. Got my fake fireplace. You see that? Where's that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Hold on. Do it this way. There it is. My fake fireplace with the heater going. Mr. Pete's right there. Denver's over there. Just relaxing at home now. So, yeah, so I got 2 days left to hunt for muzzleloader season, and then after that is antlerless from December 11th to December 14th. Which is, you can shoot anything that doesn't have antlers, obviously, so no bucks. I probably will not participate in that. I'm kind of not looking to get a doe this year. The bucks are pretty good sized in our woods, and so if during the rut the bucks impregnated the does, then we're going to have some babies in the spring, and that would be nice because the bucks are decent sized, so it'd be nice if we had some good sized, more good sized deer in the woods to help us with our hunting season. So anyway, so that's kind of it in a nutshell. I'll come back out tomorrow, and then I don't know, I might not be able to hunt on Wednesday, which is the last day of the season, because if we get as much snow as they say we're going to get, it's going to be deep going out to the blind. And if I do get a deer, I probably wouldn't be able to get my four-wheeler out in the snow. It would probably get stuck in the snow. So I may not hunt on Wednesday if I don't get anything tomorrow. So anyway, I would still have to go out into the woods and get my, at least knock the snow off my blind. Because like I said, it's one of those pop-up blinds where you just kind of push it and it pops up and it stays up. And when it gets a lot of snow on the roof, it collapses. It actually collapsed on me last time not today, but the last time I was in the blind, because it had about 4 or 5 inches of snow accumulating on the top of it, and it came down on me. Nothing, no big deal. It's just like, collapsing it to put it away. So I just pushed the roof back up and went out and knocked all the snow back off. And then, but then we've gotten snow since then. So I knocked all that off today. And then we're supposed to get 3 inches of snow tonight. So I'll have to knock it off again tomorrow. And then we're supposed to get up to 7 inches overnight on Tuesday. So that would be enough weight to cause it to collapse. So I'll have to do that. And then, so if I'm not going to hunt on Wednesday because the snow's too deep, I might just break the blind down and take it in, since I won't be hunting anymore. So anyway, that's it in a nutshell. I know, kind of boring stuff, but that's where we're at. So let's see, maybe we'll get lucky tomorrow. So see you guys later. Bye. Hey guys. So we got about 4 inches of snow on the ground right now. Soon to be about 10 inches of snow on the ground after we get a storm tonight. So since I can't go metal detecting, I thought I would share with you my routine for when I go out deer hunting. Right now it is currently muzzleloader season here in Wisconsin. I got 2 days left, today and tomorrow. So let's see what we got going on here. Let me show you. Be right back. Okay, so obviously I'm not going to get dressed in front of everybody, so I'm going to just lay everything out. So the first thing that I do is I put on a pair of regular thick socks, and then I put a pair of extra thick wool socks on over it. This is my long johns, and then this is my pants. These are fleece lined, super warm. These fit me snugly. If they were loose on me, I could probably wear like a pair of jeans underneath or something like that to keep my legs even warmer. But for right now, I just slip them right on like a regular pair of pants. So I'll show you when I get back what it looks like. Okay, guys, so I'm all dressed up on the lower half. I got my 2 pairs of socks on. One of the things that I do is that I put the first pair of socks on, and then I put my long johns on, and then I put my second pair of socks on over the long johns. That way they're kind of alternating layers. And then I put my, I guess they're the equivalent of snow pants on. So the next thing that I do is I put my foot warmers on. These have an adhesive on the back that go on the bottom of my foot. You can also buy battery-powered socks that are, you can turn them on and give your body some heat that way. I just use these for now. I don't have any of those battery-powered socks. Who knows, maybe I'll get them for Christmas. It's one of my kids, but I didn't ask for anything for Christmas from them. I told them to surprise me. So, well, I shouldn't say that. I did give my daughter a couple things that I needed. So, yeah, so that's what these look like. This little adhesive comes off the back. I don't know if I said that or not. And then you just put them on the ground and you step on them like this. Like that. And they get hot through exposure to the air. So, yeah, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I got my feet heaters on, and those should last a couple of hours. So now I'm going to put my boots on. Again, in that interest of trying to keep a pocket of air between your feet and the outermost layer of clothing, I recommend that you buy a pair of boots that's a half a size bigger than what you would normally wear, just so that you have quite a bit of wiggle room in the toe area, because if you can keep the front of that, you have a little bit gap of air in there at the front of your foot, it helps keep your toes warm. That's usually the first thing on my body that gets cold, are my toes. So, so I bought my boots, and I already have tiny feet as it is, but I bought my boots half a size bigger so that I have a little bit of room in there and that my toes aren't pressing up against the leather that's on the boots. So I'll be right back. So this is next. These are my hand warmers. And again, these are activated by air, so as long as they're in the package, they won't get hot like this. So what I do is I just stick them in the pocket of my coat for now, and then I actually don't use them until I need them. So they're just in the pocket of my coat. So let me set this down and see if this works here. Okay, so there you go. We can see that really well. So the next thing that I do is I put on a sweatshirt, which I don't have. Hang on, let me go grab a sweatshirt. Okay, got a sweatshirt. All right. So the next thing that I do is my vest after the sweatshirt. This is a battery-powered heated vest. It's got a, I'll show you a little, where's the zipper? All right, here it is. See, this has got a little battery in it that you can just charge on a USB port. So, and that just goes in the pocket, and it, you plug it in right there. You plug it in, and it just goes in the pocket. And part of the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because a lot of the folks that watch metal detecting videos and stuff like that are in warmer climates, and they may be deer hunters or other hunters of other kinds of animals, but they don't have to deal with the cold that we deal with here in Wisconsin. So I just put this vest on. Like that. And I don't zip it up yet. I gotta grab my my headgear up your back. So this is my face mask, and it goes down real far along lower on your neck, kind of like a gator would. So I don't know if they call this a gator or not. I think gators are just the neck. I don't think they have the whole face. It's called a gator. What's they called? Tell me if you know what the name of these are called. So tuck this all the way in like that, and then I zip up my vest. Again, alternating layers. So my vest is over this. So and then I just pull that down for now. And then my hat, it's a nice hat, it's got a light on it, so that if I'm walking in the woods at night, I've got a light. As you can tell, it's light out right now. Normally shooting hours are approximately half hour before the sun rises, and that's not an exact number, so don't go by that. There's a schedule that you can find on the DNR website that will tell you what your shooting hours are. Like mine is, it tells you what time the sunset or what time I can shoot, and then in my zone I have to add 8 minutes to it. So whatever time is on that list, I can hunt until that time plus 8. Yesterday it was 4:26, so I could hunt until 4:34 because I added 8 minutes. So, and I think today is the same. So here's my happy hat. So DNR rules require that during gun season, if you are out in the woods with a firearm, you have to have blaze orange on. If you're going out into the woods to just check your cameras or, you know, do whatever, you do not have to have blaze orange on, but personally I always wear it during gun season because I don't want to get shot by someone that's hunting. Now I hunt on my own land, but that's not to say that somebody wouldn't trespass or try to trespass on my property to hunt. And we go from there. So, yeah. So all I need to do is grab my gun and we're on our way. So I'll see you in a second. All right, so now we're gonna head out to the woods here. Snow's not too deep, so I'm walking it right now. Just get a lot of snow tonight though, 6 or 7 inches, something like that. So I was saying about how it's daylight now, and that's why I'm going out. I have trail cams up, and trail cameras have been showing pictures that most of the deer are moving in the afternoon after 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I usually try to be in my blind by 2:30. Plus cold tolerance. I'm usually only good for a couple hours because I'm a wuss. So even with all of those extra layers and everything that I just showed you guys, I'm still usually only good for a couple hours. All right, so I'm gonna turn this off for a second because I'm going down a hill and I don't want to follow my ass on camera, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, so this is my 4-wheeler trail that is very useful right now because, as you can see, I have a log across it, and that's one of many because I didn't have a chainsaw to address it myself. So as you can tell, looking in the snow, there's no tracks that I see that are fresh since it snowed last night. So that means that the deer haven't been moving yet today. That's a good sign for me. Means they could be moving for me, or they might just hunker down until after dark when it starts snowing again, and then come out then. So I can see my blind right there. So, if you're gonna make noises out here, then I might be wrong. If there's hunters out there that can correct me on this one, I figure, hurry up, get out there. You know, try not to sound like a 100-piece symphony making all the noise, but if you're gonna make noise, there's nothing you can do about it. Plus, they're gonna see you walking out here anyway. So, hurry up and get her done. And then get in the blind and be quiet. And then hopefully everything settles down and they'll come start walking in. So I got a couple inches of snow on the roof that I'm gonna knock off before I get in. Otherwise, take a chance of the roof cleaving in. So it's just a push up, you know, push it up and it snaps in place. So when you get a lot of snow on it, it'll collapse in. It's happened to me before. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm in my blind now. And what time is it? 2:37. So, this window here is adjustable. So you can make it as big as you want, as small as you want. I make it just big enough that I can see out and get the clear it with the barrel, so that I'm not shooting through the netting. I don't want to do that. So they do make some blinds where you can just shoot right through it, but I don't want to do that. So the next thing that I do is I grab my stick. And this is it's just like a stick. It's nothing special. And I put that on there, and then I'll check to make sure that that it's high enough or low enough to use as a support for when a deer comes by and I'm trying to sight it in. Sometimes a deer will come in and they're just not at the right angle, or they're behind a tree or something. So you gotta wait before you can actually try to take a shot at it. And deer are strange creatures in that they can stand still for a very long period of time, and without the support, your arm actually gets tired because you wanna keep your target on it. So with the support arm, I can do that while the deer takes his sweet time doing whatever it is that he's doing. So anyway, so that's it. I'm going to sign off for now. I'll check in a little while. All right, bye. So one of the things I wanted to point out is that I can also go out this way if I wanted to. As you can see, these are also adjustable. But this side is full of brush and twigs and things that you can hit when you're trying to take a deer out. So I don't shoot out that side, but I do crack it a little bit so that I can see if something's coming. In the past, I've seen them. They generally will come from this way and go this way when they're coming in. So I can see them coming in when they're coming in, and I can start getting ready. So they're very quiet. I've had it almost every time I go out hunting. I'll be looking and I won't see anything. And then I'll look left, and I'll kind of focus over to the left for a little while. And then I look back right, and there's a deer standing there. And I'm like, where did that come from? Because I never saw it coming in because they're so quiet. And like I said, they'll take a couple steps, and then they'll stop, and they'll just stand still. And so you don't see them because they blend in with the trees so well. So it's a lot worse when there's no snow on the ground, too. So anyway, all right, I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Okay, guys, back at it today. Today's the last day of muzzleloader heating season. So we're going to give it a go and see if we can see something. Yesterday, there was a small little 4-point buck that came by. I decided to let that guy go because he was small, so let him have some time to grow. And another deer started to come in, and as he was walking towards where I could aim at him, he stopped. Might have been a doe. He stopped and changed direction and decided to trot away. And then a little while later, I heard a doe behind me that was snorting. I don't know what it was snorting at. Wouldn't have been me because that little buck was still, I could still see that little buck. So obviously he wasn't spooked by me, so I don't know what that other deer was spooked by. But he snorted and ran away, and the little buck then was paying attention to the fact that this guy was snorting and trotted away also. So he didn't run away scared. He just kind of meandered off on his way. So, and what else? I had a couple of turkeys come by, big toms. They walked like 15 feet from my blind. So I don't have a turkey permit for the fall, so can't shoot those. Plus the weapon that I'm using is too big for turkey hunting. It would absolutely destroy the turkey, and what's the point if you're not gonna be able to eat the meat on it? So anyway, so I'm gonna sit here quietly. I'm probably not gonna film anything until if I get a deer or if I'm back at the house. So all right, I'll see you later. Bye. Okay, it's about 3 o'clock right now. I just finished making sure that my opening on my blind is correct so that I can see out, and then also the barrel of the gun isn't going to hit the net if I pull the trigger. So I wanted to show you. I brought some snacks with me. I brought some sticks, some venison sticks, and a piece of cheese. There's also a granola bar in there, and then I bought a bottle of Gatorade Powerade Zero. Because, you can work up an appetite sitting out here in the cold. I forgot my hand warmers for this round. I remembered the ones on my feet, but I forgot the ones I keep in my pocket to keep my hands warm. So I'll just have to keep my hands in my pocket a lot. Other than that, that's about it. So hopefully things will start moving in the next half hour or so. And we can get out of here. We got like, I don't know, 5 or 6 inches of snow last night. And practically needed snowshoes to get out here. It was pretty insane how deep the snow was. After all of the past snows, we've had 5 or 6 last night, and then we had a couple the day before that, and then we had a bunch around Thanksgiving, so the snow's getting pretty deep. It's about halfway up my calf when I'm trudging through it, so probably be easier to walk out here with snowshoes, but I didn't have anywhere to stash them, and I didn't want to make a lot of noise in the blind, getting in and out of the blind and taking them on and off, so I just trudged through in my boots. So anyway, alright, back to it. I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, so I'm back home. This is later in the day. I actually was successful on my hunt. I was so excited that I forgot to film it, but I did take some pictures, and I'll include those. It was probably about a little after 4 o'clock. That little 4-pointer came in that I had talked about from yesterday, and he came in, and he was just kind of in the area, kind of looking for food and stuff like that. And then I could see another deer coming in from a distance, but I couldn't see what it was because of the netting. I couldn't tell. So I went ahead and got ready just in case. And then as soon as he came into view where I could see him clearly, I could tell that it was a big buck, big 10-pointer. One of the 2 that I've been waiting for. There's 2 different deer that I've been waiting for. And those are the ones that I was kind of hoping would come by. And this was one of them. He's a big boy. And then the other one was a big-bodied 6-pointer. So I waited for him. He was just kind of taking his time, looking around, trying to find stuff to eat. And so when I got the opportunity, I took the shot and harvested him. And so he turned out to be a nice deer. Didn't run anywhere. He dropped right where I shot him, which is a good thing because I found out today that using the muzzle loader, you have a big plume of smoke after you pull the trigger, and I'm in a blind, so I'm like in this cloud of smoke, and I had no idea where the deer went after I pulled the trigger, because normally they run for a little while and then they fall and then you can harvest them. But this guy luckily had fallen right where I shot him, and that's good, because I had no idea. If he had run, I had no idea what direction he went in, because I couldn't see anything because of the smoke. But so yeah, I found that pretty funny. So yeah, so I got him a little after 4, which worked out well. Shooting hours were until 4:34. Yeah, so I got him, brought him back to my house, and got him all prepped for going to the processor, and we're going to the processor with him, and we're gonna have some fresh deer meat in the freezer this winter and next spring. So anyway, so I'll include the pictures. I'll keep it clean, because I know some people don't like it, and I don't want to be offensive to anybody, so I'll keep the pictures clean, just so that you can see what I did. So anyway, thanks for watching the video, and now you know what it's like for me to go out hunting. And if you have advice or different experience that you could provide me with things I'm doing right or wrong, feel free to let me know. I'm always open to constructive criticism. So anyway, love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.